Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
This is the PCM student section, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz.
Welcome into Friday Night Blitz. I'm Raina Garcia, joined by Jake Brennan. Jake, our game of the week has a lot of history to it.
Yeah, these teams have been playing for a long time, but even though Class A has already been in district play for a few weeks, they're taking a break for a non-district game, but it is a rivalry game that has no shortage of expectations.
Any poll you look at, we're in the top 10, and so are they. So should be a top 10 matchup between two Class A schools with kind of the same goals. You know, we want to make a run in the postseason. I think so today.
I think we all understand that Madrid is probably the toughest team we play until playoffs. So if we get that win, it's going to be a lot of confidence for our team going forward for the last 3 games of the year.
I mean, you don't get many opportunities during the regular season to have a good matchup like this, and it's all about taking advantage of it and setting yourself up for success when it comes postseason time.
Madrid has won back-to-back against Earlham. They also made the Dome last season. So out of respect, Earlham believes that they're the ones that have to prove they belong.
We haven't really earned that right yet. We've had a good start. We played them close, but we didn't get them last year. We're the ones that have to come through. We're the ones that got to do it.
We need to come out and prove who we are, what kind of team we are this season. And obviously, you know, it's not the playoffs yet, but it's a big game and an opportunity to show who we are.
There's no question the type of game this will be. Both teams want to try and run the football.
It's what we do and it's what they do, and it's just whoever can do it better. And we know what we're getting into, and they know what they're getting into. It's just who can execute and who can play their defense better.
Sometimes you get caught up trying to make a play and trying to, you want to be the one to get the stop, and sometimes it takes you out of position, and then it opens something up for them that we don't want them to have. So we just are stressing to our guys, do your job, do your job, do your job.
Game of the Week, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Earlham, Iowa, Jack Padilla Field tonight. 2 Class A teams, both in the rankings. It's a non-district game, but it meant a lot. Madrid and Earlham going at it. Quite a night out here. You want to grab the Tigers by the tail. We got a lot going on here in Earlham and Brad Edwards' hometown. Crazy. We got fire. We got all kinds of things going on. And Coach Caskey and the Cardinals will start the game off. Yes, they onside kick a lot. This is Clayton Walkins with the onside, and Jackson Speedling gets on it. And then the drive gets going. Blake Reynolds up top to Dallas Canoyer. The Cardinals on the move. A couple plays later, they will wedge it in. Tayton Pickett, touchdown, 7-zip Cardinals. Both teams then just in a stalemate. Preston Wicker trying to get things going for the Madrid Tigers. And he goes to the air and finds Loken, Velke. The drive does stall, and defenses both stepping up here. 4th and 1 now, and Cardinals are going for it. This is Josh Winey. Good effort here. Picks up the first down, but once again, the drive stalls. And now Madrid at the end of the half trying to get something going. Easton Halverson with a good carry, and then Wicker up top to try to cash in, but he's picked off by Canoyer. Both teams add touchdowns. It's 14-7. Then Caleb Smith muscles one in. 21-7 Earlham. Madrid storms back, has a chance to tie it late, but they couldn't get it done. The play just ended. It was crazy. We'll have to show you that on Dome Dynasty. But Madrid and Earlham, keep an eye on them. As the playoffs come around, these 2 teams might be in the mix. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Bingham. PCM, 2A's #1 team hosting Union Community. On homecoming, it's the first quarter. Adrian Robbins makes 7 defenders. I'm not exaggerating. 7 defenders miss. That's the best one. And then he lays the hit stick at the goal line. Touchdown Robbins, 46 yards. Mustangs up 7-0. Still in the first, Gavin Van Gorp connects with Riley Graber on the quick slant. He walks in for the score, 13-0 PCM. End of the first quarter, back to Adrian Robbins. This one untouched, 47 yards. PCM stays unbeaten, 53-7 the final.
Well, let's head to Mediacom Stadium. Hoover hosting Gilbert tonight, and Gilbert's first play from scrimmage really set the tone for this game. Will Hawthorne on the carry. He jets up the sidelines, and it is off to the races from there. He goes 65 yards untouched for the touchdown, and Gilbert goes up 8-0 after a successful 2-point conversion. The Tigers were getting it done through the air too. The twin connection, Ethan Rash finds his brother Aiden Rash over the top for the score. Gilbert extends the lead to 15. We'll stay in the first quarter. A bobbled snap here leads to a deflected punt for Hoover. Gabe Fierce takes this one all the way back to the 1. And the Tigers are going to finish it off from there. This one was all Gilbert. They cruise past Hoover 56-0. And how about this? The Tigers have scored the most points through 5 games in program history with 204.
Newton on the road against Bondurant Farrar, staying in 4A. The Cardinals leading early. Bondurant's Gavin Berg goes up the middle, bounces outside, stops on a dime, tumbles in, 40-yard score. This one is tied at 7-all. But Newton's Caden Klein takes over, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, makes one man miss, and it's a house call. 74 yards for the junior quarterback, makes it 14-7 Newton, but I promise that's not all from him. Klein at his own 18. I promise this isn't a replay. Same exact play. I'm seeing double. 4 Crusties, 82 yards. Newton takes a 21-7 lead, and the Cardinals pick up another win to move to 4-1. 49-28 the score over Bondurant.
And over in Adel, the Tigers welcoming Boone to town. Hudson Scholl with a short pass here to Corbin Reed, and he's going to shake off some tackles and avoid another one as he takes it in 28 yards for the touchdown, and ADM jumps out to a 7-0 lead. But Boone would respond. Jude Baumgartner finds Lucas Boucher in the end zone. They tied this thing up at 7. A lot of back and forth action in the opening quarter. Scholl, pretty impressive. Looks like he's going to get sacked, but escapes. Turns this one into a 23-yard touchdown run. And the Tigers regain the lead, and ADM runs away with this one. No pun intended, defeating Boone 49-27. And our first play of the week nominee comes from Gilbert. What a moment for the Rash twins. Ethan connects with Aiden for his first passing touchdown of the season, and that was Aiden's first receiving touchdown. The twin connection in full effect on that play. Well, we are just getting started here on Friday Night Blitz, and after the break, we've got a brand new edition of Inside the Huddle featuring Pella.
Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons.
Well, Pella's off to a 4-1 start this season as they prepared to open up district play tonight against Carlisle. And with this being the final year for head coach Jay McKinstry, his team is determined to reach their goal of sending him off with the state title.
Ready, go! Ready, go. That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Our guys have been very competitive this year. They've played hard, and we've won 3 close games. We could easily, they could have easily gone the other way, but fortunately for us, we're able to finish the game and be able to come out on top. But yeah, I just think our guys are competitive, and they have just a desire and a passion to really play, and they're learning how to finish.
We're feeling really good. Start non-district play, 4-0 is really big for us, builds momentum. But we're just trying to keep our level head, knowing that district's what's most important, to get in playoffs, and that everyone kind of gets a clean slate in district play. So that's what's most important, and we got to stay locked in and just win these games.
Come on.
After coming off last season and being so close, and knowing that this was going to be McKinstry's last season after his announcement in the spring, we really, it wasn't something we really talked about, but we all want to send him off on a really high note. We want to make it to the Dome. We want to win state. We want to send him off just like everyone wants to be sent off with a state championship.
The Dutch hitting the road against Carlisle. Hopefully they stopped at Fizz's after. It's my favorite spot. Pella driving early. Colin Kern puts it only where Tyson Barnes can get it. Pella makes it 7-0. And then it's a direct snap to one of the best backs in the state. Emmanuel Dyers takes it himself. 18 yards for Dyers, 14-0 Dutch lead. The home team responds. Noah Nolan off tackle, 12 yards. Carlisle cuts it to 14-8, but Pella comes right back. Kern to Harrison Mullins in the corner, makes the grab, and then runs out of the stadium. Pella wins 34-21. The Dutch are 5-0.
Well, let's talk CIML. The Johnston Dragons visiting the Waukee Warriors, trying to spoil their homecoming. The game started off all Dragons on both sides of the ball. D'Angelo Bark gets in the end zone, 3-yard touchdown there. Give a nice celebration to our camera. The Dragons go up 7-0. But then on the other side of the ball for the Dragons, it's Colby Gibbons who gets the pressure and comes up with a huge sack. He and his team are fired up, and the Dragons strike yet again, this time with a pass to Tino Day. A nice grab there for the touchdown. Johnston now out to a 14-0 lead, but Waukee has some life right before the half and pushes the run game. Beckett Baker has a huge gain with about 4 minutes left in the first half to set up the Warriors in scoring position. Then it's Grant Gamble who punches it in, getting Waukee on the board with 7 before the half, but Johnston stays in control, and down goes Waukee. The Dragons pull off the upset, 21-7.
Centennial playing at Des Moines East. Centennial Sam Heather runs it down to the goal line, but he's brought down at the 1. Then they give it right back to him. He finishes the job. Centennial cruises to a 44-7 win.
And over at Valley Stadium, Dowling hosting Roosevelt tonight. We'll start this one off with Parker DePhillips. He's going to get it out to Sam Drexler, and he takes care of the rest. Getting shifty along the sideline. He takes it 69 yards to the house, and the Maroons take a 7-0 lead. And later in the first, we have Rashad Davis who gets his number called, and he forges his way into the end zone to extend Dowling's lead to 13. And there's a lot more where that came from. More Davis, more problems for Roosevelt. And looks like there's nowhere to go, but he reroutes and gets to the outside, gets his second touchdown of the night, and he really just had himself a game. He's going to get the hat trick with his third rushing touchdown, all in just one half. Dowling goes on to win big over Roosevelt, 37-0.
Coach of the Week, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
Earlier tonight, we saw Earlham pull off the upset over Madrid in a top 10 Class A showdown. In our game of the week, we're going to send it back out to Dave Bingham, who's standing by with our Coach of the Week.
Our Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Coach of the Week, Coach Caskey. What did we say, 20 years you've been at it?
Yep.
Seems like 4 decades just this game. It was really surreal how both teams were really just centering each other up, a lot of hitting. And then the second half just got wild here in Earlham. You ever been in one like that where games going down the line, teams got to score, we don't even know what's going on at the end there?
We've been in a few, but this one, our kids physically really stepped up when they needed to. So,
when you look at the districts and everything. This one really was just kind of a positioning, but you've really been playing well. You've been putting up a lot of points. This Madrid team, anytime you can get a win against Madrid and Coach Hinkle, what's that mean? Is that special for the kids? Were they thinking about it tonight?
Well, I'm sure they think about it a little bit, but I don't think a lot of them know the history of Madrid football, Earlham football, and anytime you can beat a coach like that and a team like that with the great players they have, you're very fortunate, and you got to do some things right.
And we get to listen to John Denver. You got a beautiful facility here. You got fireworks and everything.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
What's it mean to you? I know I've watched the way you've worked with the young kids, and football's a tough sport, but you do a pretty special job of mixing in the discipline and still treating them like great humans. It says a lot about you.
Well, we've got a great community, and being here as long as I have, you get to know them from the time they can start school to the time now. And we're a small school, so the kids walk in the hallways. You can high-five them on their way to class, and our seniors every year do an excellent job of making sure that the kids know who they are. They smile at them, talk to them in the hallways, and that you don't get that everywhere. And I think I've got really good kids that work real hard.
As we look at Class A and our teams in Central Ave, we learned anything after 5 weeks?
You got to bring it every week.
Yeah.
I don't think we can take a week off. We start a lot of young kids, and sometimes they're up for it. Sometimes it takes them a while to get started. And so, each week you got to bring it.
Thrilling one tonight in Earlham. We had corn blowing on us. We got fire. Send it back to you guys in the studio.
Play of the week candidate number 2, PCM's Adrian Robbins makes not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 defenders miss, and then just for fun, he puts the shoulder down. 46-yard touchdown. We're going to see if he wins it coming up later. We're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we're going to give away our game ball for week 5. Our third play of the week nominee, I'm going to pay homage to Jim Nance. An onside kick to start the first half, and it's successful. Clayton Wolken kicks it. Jackson Speedling recovers. What guts? I can't believe you start the game like that. That's certainly worthy of a nominee.
Game Ball, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Well, it is time to give away our game ball for week 5. So, Jake, do us the honors. Who's getting it?
This is one of the crazier performances I've ever seen on Blitz. Newton quarterback Caden Klein was responsible for 6 of Newton's 7 touchdowns. Yeah, you heard that right. He ran for 4, 82 yards, 74 yards, 47, and 3. I know, kind of boring. He also threw for 1 and returned a kick for a touchdown. All of that to help propel Newton to a 21-point road win. I haven't seen the final yard count yet, but if you just add up the touchdowns, he's over 200 yards running. So I can't even imagine what he did on the day.
Yeah, very impressive. They are definitely a team to look out for, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we'll crown a winner for our play of the week.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen them get a win.
There you go. It's the start of a new era.
Yeah. We could probably buy some time back.
That Saints game, though, I feel like people don't remember it as well because it was a double-digit win. But it's like, it was pretty competitive the whole quarter. Yeah.
Play of the Week, sponsored by Taco John's.
Well, welcome back to Friday Night Blitz, and we had 3 great Play of the Week nominees, but the play that stood out from all the rest, take it away, Jake, it's yours.
Yeah, it's Adrian Robbins. I'm going to count it out. 7 missed tackles. There's 1, 2. There's 3. Here's 4. Then he makes 5 and 6 miss, and then 7 on that cut. And he didn't even need to do that. He was going to score either way. I think he just wanted to put his shoulder down for the fun of it, and I can't blame him. I respect that. So there's the slow motion. Ooh. That's the 6th one. He had a 46 and a 47-yard touchdown in just the first quarter, and PCM absolutely rolled to stay undefeated. They're ranked. They're tied for first in 2A, and they've got themselves a squad. I was able to see them tonight, and you take away the big plays, he was still getting like 12 yards a carry, it seemed like. Every time he touched the ball, he was an automatic first down.
Yeah, definitely put on a show. I also have to give you credit. That was a nice edit there on the slow-mo in there.
Thank you.
Very impressive. Well, we are in the home stretch here on Friday Night Blitz, and after the break, we'll give our final thoughts on Week 5. All right, before we get out of here, Jake, what stood out to you this week? I know there was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'll start with our game of the week. Madrid upset by Earlham on the road. And I do a lot of these game of the week previews, and you heard them say how much they respected each other in there.
Yeah.
Everyone says that, but I actually felt that when I was at practice this week. And they both said, this is probably the best team we'll play before the playoffs start. So for Earlham to pick up that win, that is huge for their program as they try and make it back to the Dome.
Yeah, and speaking of impressive wins, upsets, Johnston, I mean, what a performance tonight to take down Waukee, who has looked unstoppable pretty much all season long.
Yeah, to hold Waukee to 7 points, they've got just unbelievable weapons.
Yeah, such a dynamic offense.
Beckett Baker is a great quarterback, so really impressive out of Johnston to go in there. And, man, CIML. Everyone just is knocking off everyone every week, it feels like.
Yeah, so unpredictable, you know, even in 4A, so many teams in the mix. Pella on a roll right now, 5-0. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Pella 5-0, Gilbert 5-0, Newton 4-1, all pretty convincing wins for those teams tonight. And 4A, we say it every year, but it feels like anyone's class, and there's a lot of really good 4A teams right in this area.
It's anyone's game. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Friday Night Blitz. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.